USC just upset LSU, and they have a huge look-ahead game at Michigan coming up next. Is this a flat spot against Utah State, or are they just too much to handle and they're going to overpower the Aggies? I've got the answer. In fact, I've got both the side and total for you in this late night Saturday game, 11 p.m. Eastern Saturday night, your late night special. Make some money with it. That free analysis coming up with side and total in just a moment. Hi, this is Steve Merrill, WagerTalk.com, right back here on Wager Talk TV, and we're breaking down your last game for Saturday night, September the 7th, Utah State at USC, 11 p.m. Eastern on the Big Ten Network. What? Big Ten Network? Well, yeah, USC's in the Big Ten now, and they do have a huge look ahead to their conference opener, their first Big Ten game coming up against Michigan next, but it's in 2 weeks on the 21st. There's a bye next week. So I do think USC comes in focused here, and it's also the home opener because that LSU game, of course, last week was a neutral field in Las Vegas. So despite the fact this is kind of a sandwich situation, they're going to be an underdog and then sandwich is a 4-touchdown favorite in between. I don't think it's a letdown spot. In fact, I think the upset win last week against LSU is a motivator for USC. They upset Louisville in the bowl game as a 5-point dog last year, putting up 42 points. And then they came right back in and won outright as a 4-point dog against LSU. Now, the game stayed under the total. I'd mentioned LSU and USC were 22-4 combined over last season. And a lot of sharp money hammered the over. I agreed with it. It went up several points. I mentioned it in my video last week. But the scoreless first quarter really did us in. And that happens sometimes because offenses in college football, especially week one, sometimes are a little bit slow out of the gate. But the teams did combine for 47 points the last three quarters. Both LSU and USC threw for over 300 yards each. So I'm not about to say that this USC defense is vastly improved. We'll find out here in the next few weeks. So I think the over is worth a look. So I like USC and the over in this game. Now, unfortunately, the early sharp money agreed with USC. If you check the Wager Talk Live odds screen, you'll see it opened 27 and then got bet up quickly earlier this week to 28.5, even 29. So I like USC more at 28 or less. So keep an eye on this line. We'll see if maybe it drops in some locations during the week. And this is a late kickoff Saturday night at 11 Eastern. Maybe you'll find some 28s. If you get minus 28 or less, take a look at USC, but they are my preferred side here. In weeks 1, 2, even 3, I always like to lay the big numbers. We had a lot of success doing that last week. I gave you free play videos here on both Alabama and Texas, huge 5-touchdown favorites, and they both shut out their opponents and covered easily. It's an angle we look to use for several reasons. First of all, early in the season, as I mentioned, practice is at a premium. There's no preseason. The better teams, the more talented teams have an edge. And there's also plenty of motivation for Lincoln Riley to blow teams out after a disappointing season last year. This is the home opener. And while betting's not legal in California, keep in mind, 30-some states now have legal sports betting the last few years. So I do think there's even more incentive for point spread covers by coaches as big favorites because more alums are betting on games. The point spread is more public than ever. It's acceptable. It's a little hidden under the radar factor, I think, that helps these big favorites continue to cover. So I do like USC. It's the only way I would play the side, but I like it better at 28 or less to shop around this week. But as far as the total, it opened 61 early this week, bet up to 63, even 63.5. I agree with that money move on the over 63. USC and LSU did play an under last week, and the defenses did look improved, but that's not saying much. USC was a terrible defensive team last year. And they really have been for a few seasons now. In fact, last year they gave up 34 points a game, 29 and 32 the 2 years before that. And on the surface, it might not be impressive what Utah State did last week, scoring only 36 points as a 35-point favorite against an outmanned Robert Morris squad. But keep in mind, they really were better than their 36-point output. They had over 600 yards of offense, over 300 passing and rushing, very balanced attack. And that was with losing their starting quarterback, but that also misleading. Petrus went out in the game after 15 pass attempts. Barnes, the backup, comes in. He's a Utah transfer, and USC actually played against him last season when USC lost as a favorite to Utah. So they're very familiar with Barnes, but he did have success against them in the past. So I like USC. I think they know Barnes if he is the starter. We'll keep an eye on the quarterback situation. But regardless, Utah State looks like they are capable of moving the ball, maybe getting a backdoor as well, and of course some backdoor garbage points. So USC 28 or less, I think, is the preferred side, and over 63 is the preferred total in this game, as USC's defense does look improved, but their offense is loaded still, and Miller Moss had another nice game after that great bowl debut with, 6 touchdown passes last year against Louisville. Moss had another good showing this past week against LSU. And LSU's defense did look improved as well. Moss 27 for 36, 378 yards. Only one touchdown, but no interceptions. I'll look for big numbers from Moss and the USC offense this week. So once again, lean USC, lean the over. Hey, team total over might be worth a look as well. So USC team total, if you have access to those, might be the best way to play this game late on Saturday night. Yeah, that's your late night game on the Big Ten Network at 11 Eastern Saturday. Tons of other college football this Saturday. Got off to a nice start last week on Saturday. In fact, we had a tough, bad beat push as we had Kentucky up 31-0. That's another big favorite. Third quarter, they're covering already, and the game gets canceled after the third quarter or just cut short. So it's technically a push, even though that was going to be a win. So very frustrating there. So even with that bad beat, by the way, we had Oklahoma on Friday night, another blowout winner as a 42-point favorite. So once again, if you're going to play the side here, it's USC or pass for me, as I like these big favorites early, and it's an angle that's worked really well. I do worry that Utah State has a little bit of backdoor cover potential, so we can hedge it a little bit with that over 63. Or once again, probably the best option is USC team total over, and that once again probably going to be around the projected score in this game with the 28 and 63 point spread. By the way, if you're new to betting, the way you do that, you subtract the point spread from the total. 63 minus 28 is 35 divided in half. That's 17.5 would be a projected team total for Utah State, and then about 35.5 for USC would get you there on the team totals. Actually, nope, I did that math wrong because I don't have my calculator in front of me. 63 minus 30, 33, and it would be 17.5 plus 30 would be about 47. So about 45.5 and 17.5 are the projected team totals. I'm doing this video earlier in the week. We don't have team totals available yet, but that's how you can figure out what they should be. You just subtract the point spread from the total, divide in half. That gives you the underdog. You add the spread back. That gives you the favorite. So once again, USC, the big team total is going to be in the 40s. But I think they get there in this game on Saturday night. Hey, comment below. What are your thoughts on this late night game between Utah State and USC? What other games do you like this Saturday in college football? It's a huge Week 2 card. Don't forget, NFL Week 1 Sunday is here as well. Hey, not a bad time maybe to pick up an All Sports All Access subscription. And we do have a special 3-day package this week for just $49. Normally a 3-day is $69. Get an instant $20 discount. No promo code needed. Get 3 days and nights of my best bets for just $49. You pick the 3 days and nights that you want. It's available right now. And by the way, baseball is still here. I know we're talking football. We're excited about football. But what a fantastic baseball season it has been. In fact, as I record this video on current 17-5 and 20-6 MLB winning runs the past few weeks, ranked number 1 overall the last 30 days in baseball, up over 53 units alone, and number 1 this season on MLB totals as well. Baseball is a great moneymaker, including September, so don't miss out. That All Sports gets you college football, pro football, and baseball. 3 days for just $49. No promo code needed on my page right now. Steve Merrill, wagertalk.com. Get there quicker with shortcut wt.buzz/SM. Check out the daily free plays also. Free baseball and football plays every day on my page. Games that are just a bit outside for making the cut. Strong free opinions for you as well daily at wagertalk.com. Comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this Utah State USC game. Other games you like on Saturday. Thumbs up, like the video. When you subscribe, click the bell for instant alerts so you know when these free play videos go live each and every week for baseball, college football, NFL. I did free play videos for all the sports this week. Also, my college football top 25 video every week on Thursday into Friday. And, of course, NFL Fade the Public is up Friday night into the weekend for this Week 1 Sunday. Don't miss that NFL Fade the Public Week 1. Click the bell so you get an instant alert. Can be the first to watch here on Wager Talk TV. Follow me on X, on Twitter, at Steve Merrill. 2 R's, 1 L, at Steve Merrill on X and Instagram. And stay tuned right here to Wager Talk TV for some more great free betting content coming up next.